Should you choose to accept it, is to win your client's cases despite the most impossible odds. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, my name is Dan Callahan. The question today is, how do you find a business litigation attorney? That's a question I'm often asked. Many businesses and individuals be faced with a situation where they are involved in a legal dispute and they need to find an attorney. So let's spend some time on determining how to do that. Let's be clear on something first. Not all types of attorneys are alike. While we all have the same general education in law school and pass the same bar exam, we often have totally different practices. The same attorney who formed your corporation, advised you on running your business, or even drafted or negotiated your contracts with landlords and business partners is probably not the same one who can litigate your case. Now, litigation means to file a lawsuit or defend against a lawsuit in court. And doing that involves a different skill set than doing corporate transactions. Very few lawyers do both things, or at least do them well. Even among litigators, as a general category, there are different specialties. A lawyer who handles wills and trust disputes in court litigates as well, but since the procedures in probate court are different than a general civil court, that person may not have the expertise to do what you need. The same is true with family law attorneys. They go to court to fight disputes, but those may involve alimony, community assets, child custody, etc., which are different from business disputes. And the procedures and practices are often different in family court than in civil court. Not to mention, family court attorneys rarely have any jury trial experience, which is an important factor in selecting a business litigation attorney. You need to select a lawyer that not only has experience in the relevant field, but one that has substantial winning experience in court. So how do you find a business litigation attorney? Well, you can start with online sources that list the outstanding business litigators in the community. These include sources such as Super Lawyers, Best Lawyers in America, AVO, and the Martindale-Hubbell Register of Preeminent Lawyers, all of which are peer-reviewed and have listings of the top 2 to 5% of attorneys in that specialty in that respective community. Now, you may have friends, neighbors, or relatives that are attorneys. You do not pick a good attorney based on that criteria. Do what the smart clients do and research the online services I just mentioned. Then check out their websites to see if they have any significant wins in cases similar to yours. Now, please understand, Lawyers are not shy about touting their successes in court. So if you don't see significant victories referenced on their websites, it's probably likely they don't have any, and you should look elsewhere. Now, why is it important to have an attorney who not only understands your case, but is prominent in the area? Regardless of whether you've been sued or are defended, or have been hurt by someone else's business practices and need to file a lawsuit against them, your choice of an outstanding attorney with a strong team behind him sends a very strong message to the other side. That message is, I will aggressively defend or prosecute this case, and my attorneys have done it before and will do it again to maximize my legal rights. After you've narrowed down the candidates from online sources and interview them either on the phone or in person, and I suggest in person if possible, explain your legal situation and ask if they've handled similar cases. Ask what their preliminary legal strategy would be and whether they are familiar with the court where your case will be tried. Also ask if they presently have the time and capacity to give your case the time it may require. Another factor to note is whether the attorney has experience in practicing in federal court. Every business litigation attorney practices in state court, which is where most ordinary disputes go. Contract disputes, partnership disputes, disputes involving fraud or unfair business practices, they typically go to state court. However, there's a subset of lawsuits that are filed in federal court, or should be in federal court because they involve either some federal law or involve litigants that are from different states than one another. For instance, a Florida company that sues a California company for anything more than $75,000 can avail itself of jurisdiction in a federal court. Of course, some cases solely involve the interpretation and enforcement of federal law and therefore are only proper in federal court. A federal court matter involves its own procedures and practices. Federal judges are also considered extremely sophisticated and tough, and are often strict on adherence to their procedures. Thus, if you're filing or defending a lawsuit in federal court, make sure you hire a lawyer who practices in federal court regularly. Of all business litigators, I believe it's fair to say that 80% of them do not feel comfortable in federal court. An obvious next consideration, of course, will be financial. How much is this going to cost me? So, unlike a personal injury attorney who may take cases on a contingency arrangement, meaning their legal fees will be a percentage of what they recover for you from the other party, most business litigation matters will be handled through hourly fees, meaning you'll be charged for the time that the attorneys spend on your case, typically on a monthly basis. You'll run into lawyers whose fees run the gamut. However, as with most things in life, you generally get what you pay for. The more skilled and successful your lawyer is, the more his or her services are in demand, and the higher the billable rate he or she can command. For preeminent mid-sized firms in California, hourly rates often range between $500 and $750 per hour for associates, and $800 to over $1,000 an hour for partners. Expensive? Yeah. But a solid, experienced lawyer can often do in 1 hour what may take a less experienced lawyer 4 times as long, assuming that lawyer can even devise the same successful approach. A good lawyer will treat your case with the highest priority, even after hours and on weekends if needed. Seemingly low billable rates can be misleading. If an attorney charges $250 an hour, but it'll take him 4 times as long as another attorney who charges $600 an hour, did you really get a benefit? When assessing legal fees, it's better to pay more and win than to pay half as much and lose. Saving money in this manner and being on the losing end of a large settlement or trial verdict is not worth it, and it'll be a source of regret for a long time. if you review my website, you'll find I'm on the winning side of some of the largest business cases ever litigated in the United States of America. For example, I took a mere $2 million breach of contract case, and through discovery and in-court testimony, I expanded the theories of recovery to include fraud and economic duress. Following a 3-month jury trial, I secured a unanimous $934 million jury verdict against a multi-billion-dollar company. I also represent defendants in state and federal court. I have obtained total defense wins against some of the nation's biggest trial attorneys. If you have a need for a strong trial lawyer, I would welcome the opportunity to learn about your case and to provide assistance. Contact me today at callahanconsulting.com, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the like button. Thanks.